up, you guys? It's Meri.
And Amma.
You like to like,
share,
subscribe,
and comment
down below, y'all. Today we are going to be talking about Janelle's part of the chapter. I think this is chapter 6, sorority. Janelle's version of it.
Yes.
We just want to just go ahead and let you guys know we were going to do a live today. The mom is having some issues, so she actually cannot sit down for more than like maybe 10 minutes at a time, unfortunately. So we will not be able to do the live because that requires us to be on there for at least 30 to 45 minutes. So it just would not have worked, unfortunately.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, we're so sorry about it, you guys.
Yeah.
But we will definitely try to go live next week Sunday as well. But we're going to try to get these videos out to you guys so you guys can at least have a good upload Sunday.
Yes.
But we're going to go ahead and get into it, you guys. Really, it was like the battle of Meri versus Janelle with this chapter.
Yes. And Janelle said when she got into polygamy, she, was like she had this enchanted view of polygamy. She said she thought she'll get a best friend, be part of a sisterhood, she'll get the love, family. She said as soon as she got into the family, that cordial relationship she and Meri had became a very frosty one.
Overnight.
Remember last time when we talked about Meri said that she received the master bedroom. She gave the master bedroom to Janelle. Janelle said it was a guest room. And she said that she felt like a guest that had overstayed
her welcome. Yeah.
She said even when they were like watching videos, Meri and Cody will be holding hands, sitting on the couch by themselves, and Janelle will be sitting in a chair just watching them. So she really just like felt bad. She said that when she was young, and now when you think of Janelle, you'll be surprised, but she said when she was young, she had a very low self-esteem. She had a low body image. She said that she wasn't very good at school. So all of those things that kind of add to your self-esteem, she wasn't good at. And she said, but she found like her self-worth in her career.
Yeah.
And so that's why like we see Janelle like a workhorse in a sense for Cody and this family.
Yeah.
But she loves to work because that's where she found her self-esteem.
Yeah.
She realized that she was a good worker, and that fulfilled her. She said that Meri complained all the time.
Yeah.
Whether it was you got the wrong soap, you're washing. She didn't like her washing, keeping dishes in the sink at night. It's like she insisted on her washing the dishes. Whereas for she liked to do stuff in the morning. She said.
Yeah.
But and then of course folding clothes. She will tell her she's folding Cody's clothes wrong, not to touch her clothes in the dryer.
Well, basically marking her territory. Don't touch Cody's clothes. That's my man, really. You know what I'm saying?
That's probably what it was. But, and I just felt like Meri was just pissed because she has been looking at Janelle as her in-law.
Not her
sister wife.
Yeah.
So she was just pissed. She was not, listen, she was not going to make it easy for you, Janelle.
I think she
and
really
I kind of
had it out
understand
for
that
them.
a little bit.
I do, but
a little bit.
Also, my thing is with Janelle, I just feel like, you say you want this cordial, happy relationship. You could have talked to Meri and told her that I'm interested in being with Cody or whatever and merging in.
Yeah.
You have to kind of foster those relationships as well. But do I think it gives Meri the right to go and abuse Janelle? No. I don't think it does.
No.
Because, remember when they were talking about that in that season where Cody was talking to the Daggers and he basically was like, I have wives who think sharing the kitchen is a form of abuse. So, remember when he said that?
Yeah.
And they all looked at him like he was stupid. Well, Cody, you kind of stroked the fire of abuse because of the way you were going around with your eyeballs.
Yeah.
Like that woman didn't even have 2
very much
months.
of a leader, and she talked about that he wasn't very much of a leader. He was emotionally immature.
Maybe he was running away.
Yeah. And so she just felt like, he wasn't really doing what she had imagined that he will do as a leader of the household. He was just trying to figure it out as he went along. Which I feel like when he decided to do polygamy, I feel like he should have waited. There almost should be a rule when you first come into this religion. Like wait until 2-3 years before you get married.
Yeah, or
before you get a second wife. Because you gotta grow in your spirituality, I feel. And watch other
person.
Yeah, and watch other polygamous families how they do things instead of just jumping. He seemed like he just jumped into it. Because
from
he got
the
married,
very beginning.
yes, because he got married to Meri in the first year.
Was dating
They
that
were
underage
already
girl.
exactly. They were already like courting somebody else.
Well, Cody was, because there was no we in him finding wives.
Well,
Meri was never involved. So
Meri keeps on saying we, so
whatever helps you sleep at night, sis.
So she was saying that she was raised to be a pleaser and to be non-confrontational. So you know what I'm thinking? That whole keep sweet thing.
Yeah.
I think because since all of them came from Mormonism, right?
Right.
And then they kind of went into the FLDS because the Mormons stopped having polygamy.
Right.
Right? They removed that part of their religion. And so the FLDS, so it came from that same branch.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of probably the principles of Mormonism. Yeah. I don't know, but we do have some subscribers who are LDS. So just let us know if that keeping sweet is also part of Mormonism.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to the women. So I can see why she was a pleaser and she was non-confrontational.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Meri is confrontational. Now, she said...
I think that's just a part of her DNA because she didn't grow up in the whole FLDS phase. So I don't think she...
No, but I'm thinking LDS. Remember, she was Mormon. And the Mormons actually used to take part in polygamy.
Oh.
They stopped doing that, right? And then this branch, FLDS, came from that. And they continued polygamy.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? But they all came from the Mormons first.
Right.
And then they branched out into the FLDS because they wanted to continue with polygamy.
Right.
And Mormons did not want to. And she was saying that many couples usually will fail in plural marriage around that first year.
Yeah.
And so she said, but for them, divorce was not an option for them. They just made that commitment that we're not going to divorce. So I thought that was kind of admirable.
I thought it sounded like a trap to me, honestly.
But you know something, when you said that, I was thinking, well, maybe Cody was like, this is the only opportunity I have for someone to help me with my bills.
Well, my thing is that's what they kind of teach
no
in the
divorce.
religion. Well, that's what they teach in the religion. I don't think, because it doesn't really give them an option. You know what I'm saying?
Well, she was saying that in plural families, that usually that first year, they break up, they divorce during that first year.
Yeah.
But with their family, they just said no divorce. Now, I found it admirable that they were so committed to each other or to the family. But now when I think about it, I wonder if Cody just thought to himself, look, this is the chance I got to make some money because I on my own will never make enough.
Yeah.
So I get to have some workhorses, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who helps me through kind of navigating this whole thing called life.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do y'all think? But she said that Cody did not know how to behave as her husband in Meri's house.
Well, I mean, because I feel like Meri feels like she's the HBIC. For those of you who don't know, because I titled the
head be in charge.
It means the head, you know, BITCH in charge.
Right.
So for those of you who don't know the acronym, that's what it means. But I feel like because one, this is her stomping ground. Mm-hmm. She already feels empowered.
Yes.
Cody is already feeling emasculated because this is not his house. It's not like he's bringing women into a house that he has bought, that he owns, that this is his.
Yeah.
This is Mary's home. And she states it very clearly in her thing.
So that was her home?
It was her home. He moved into her home. Or whatever. So so he's not feeling like a man. So I'm sure he is feeling like he has to kowtow out or whatever. I would not be surprised if Meri threatened to kick him out a couple of times.
Oh yeah, she seems to be someone who will do stuff like that.
I mean, if you're abusing somebody so much emotionally to the point that they actually think it's a form of abuse. It's a form of abuse for them to share a kitchen. Yeah. Can you imagine somebody saying that? But it's some wild stuff.
But you know what I was thinking? While I hear Janelle. But I kind of feel like Meri was not messing with their trifling behind.
But that's Cody's fault.
Especially with that whole courting thing that kind of looked like it was behind her back. And then on top of that, they both had the nerve to want to do their wedding on her birthday. She was not playing with you people, okay?
I think she was
having zero sympathy for wherever you found yourself. You want my man, my in-law, you want to be my sister wife? I got something for your tail.
But I feel like she shot herself in the foot because it wasn't enduring Cody to be nice to her.
Yeah.
And I really want to see what Cody has to say. I hope he has a chapter in this sorority thing, honestly. But I personally believe that the reason why she was doing what she doing was with Janelle was because she could not take it out on Cody necessarily.
Definitely.
But really, you have to be mad at Cody because his eye was all out in the streets. I mean, like, I don't even think she had a solid 3 months with him. You know what I'm saying?
I wish you will read the entire book just to understand how Cody went out of his way stalking Janelle.
Yeah.
Even before she actually even got in the date.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, she found a job for him. He come into her office. Instead of getting his check, he talk about, you and I are meant to be together. Inviting her to places.
I don't think she ever will do it. But I also feel like, you know, Meri, they're acting, like we said in one of our other videos, that shit crazy, basically. You acting that way kind of push Cody away because he see you as this emotionally unstable person. Remember when he said he felt tricked and bamboozled?
Yes.
Like you were this sweet, loving person and now you're abusing people and kids? I can see how he said he felt bamboozled.
Yeah, well, Cody has done some bamboozle of Meri too, so I mean, I'm kind of not feeling sorry for Cody.
Well, I'm not feeling sorry for him either.
The children, you know, because in a way he kind of caused that too, in a sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm not excusing Meri at all. I mean, Meri, you should have stood your ground and said to Cody, look, I don't know if I want to get into FLDS. I'm at a space in my life, but she was young. So
you don't really know yourself when you're young.
Yes. And then Cody was gone to work. I go like this. He was gone to work from 6:30 in the morning to 10 p.m.
Just sit on that.
For 6 days
a week. I think he
want to be at home.
He was avoiding the women in the confrontation like the plague.
Yes, because remember he was calling Christine when Janelle was pregnant to complain about what was going on in his household.
Yeah.
You were not even married to her.
Harassing her.
Hell no. But yeah, so he was gone, like, and Janelle said she will go to work, she'll come home, and she made her room her living space. As soon as she got home, she will go straight to her room.
Like a kid on punishment.
Or like on Monopoly.
Yeah.
You go to jail. Do not pass go. Don't look left or right at Meri's living room and kitchen. You go straight to your room.
Well, it looks like she was living in jail.
Yeah, she said that after work she will actually go. Their parents, her mom and Cody's dad live 30 minutes away. She said so she will actually go and visit them after work just to avoid going home to Meri's place. And she will work on the outside, help them in the ranch and all that, she said.
Okay.
So, yeah, she said she was also in school doing Native American arts and also learning about wild plants herbology. So I thought it was actually quite interesting. Didn't know that about, Janelle.
Yeah.
She said that this was certainly not like the celestial plural marriage that she was thinking about before she said yes.
Girl, you didn't know you had to foster a relationship with Meri for it to go smoothly?
You also didn't do your homework. Really, you should have talked to some women who were in this lifestyle.
I mean, because she's looking at Christine, not knowing that Janelle is a snake in the grass coming to come bite her in the ankles.
That's how she felt. That's certainly how Meri felt.
But you should have taken it out on Cody because he was the one who was even going for her in the first place.
Yeah. Well, she said this, which kind of nullified what Cody was talking about, how after the honeymoon he was done with Meri. Remember he had tried to make those kind of comments?
Which I do believe because he was looking for another wife. You weren't that in love.
Right, but think about it.
He went to a 17-year-old when Meri was like 19. I always feel like it's an insult when a man goes and finds a woman younger than you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Kind of say like, oh, you're
getting older.
Yeah, like I need something young and fresh. I mean, that's what he was doing to Meri. That's what I feel.
But you know what Cody was doing too? There were certain times that his work will require that he go out of state. She said that he will come and pick Meri up for those trips. And she said because she was working and she could not get days off. And even though Meri was working, she always wondered, how is Meri able to take leave on a drop of a hat without getting fired? And she said when Meri did stuff like that, she said that they wouldn't get that money, and she said they were very broke. So she really thought that it was very flaky of them.
And irresponsible.
Irresponsible because they were broke. And she said so when they used to have Sunday dinner at the ranch with Cody's dad and her mom,
Yeah.
And she said Sundays on the times that Cody was going to be out of town, out of state,
Yeah.
he'll just go there and just pick Meri up, leave Janelle there for her to find her way back home, and be gone with Meri. And she said that used to frustrate her, and even his parents
Had an
was
issue
very, his family was, disapproved of that.
Yeah.
But, she didn't care. And she said that, her mom was going through the storm also, trying to integrate into that family. She's like, so she really didn't have anyone to talk to.
I just think the way the women both went about it was quite shysty. The way the mama just looked at Cody's daddy, all of a sudden yes, and then he looked at her also, and then you guys are getting hitched. I don't even know you. We were here for your daughter. Now you're getting married to my husband.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm caught off guard. Well, really, it goes back to the men. The men are the issues.
Yeah.
Really.
They want what they want, and
ain't nobody gonna stop me.
Yeah. She said there was this time when she was like 8 months pregnant. She went to visit her family, and they tried to, like her family in Utah, who were still in the Mormon faith, and they tried to kind of do like this intervention, and she will not budge. She said she felt very sad. She's like, so she coming into the FLDS really alienated herself, from her family. Her grandfather still is not talking to her.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was, the thing that you do for love, things that we do for religion,
Yeah.
just really interesting. Like, we go to the ends of the earth to say, look, this is what my beliefs are, this is what I want to do, and willing to cut off ties. So she said she was shunned by, her family. And she said at that time, her self-confidence was so low because when she had to leave Utah and the good job that she had there that made her self-esteem high, now she's here in Wyoming that doesn't have a lot of employment opportunities. Yeah. And she has to, she's not really getting paid that much. Yeah. She felt like she was going away from her career that she wanted to do. Yeah. And she said it really lowered her self-esteem. She was very depressed. Yeah. And then on top of that, we're broke. And this man and that woman, just floundering around somewhere.
I just think it's odd. How are you quitting jobs like that when there really aren't business opportunities like that?
Yeah, but
how do you do that?
Yeah, they've been doing that for a while. But,
they did do that in the first chapter where she said that they both quit their jobs when they first got married just to go visit Cody's family, which I thought was ridiculous. Family will always be there, but a job won't.
Yeah, and she said after 6 months pregnancy, after 6 months of marriage, she was already pregnant. Yes, and she said...
Oh, he wasted no time.
No.
She said
she was proud to bring the first child into the family, and she started to feel as though she was an important part of the Brown family now because she was going to be the first one giving birth to a child. She's like, she knew that Meri was sad. She said, but she didn't give a damn about Meri's feelings, not after all the hell she had put us through. So forget you and your feelings.
She now felt empowered. I guess I'm in charge now. I'm going to be the first mother. I'm having his first kid. Yes. How about that?
Yes. And she said one day they got into such a big fight. A friend of hers had come to the house to do her makeup
while she was pregnant. Yes. Wow.
Meri gets in her face and laughs her out of the room, talking about she looked ridiculous.
Meri was a bully.
Yeah, and so Janelle said, and then at that time...
you don't attack a pregnant woman. If you would do that to a pregnant woman, how much less a child? Yeah.
Well, Meri had not understood. She had not been pregnant, so she didn't know,
even I know. I'm not going to go laugh in a pregnant woman's face. She's in a very fragile space.
Very vulnerable space. And so she said that she was so upset. And that day that Meri did this, she and Cody were getting ready to go off out of state. And she wanted to leave her in laughter and ridicule. She said, so she walked out to Cody and she says, I just need to know, do you love me? And
when Janelle starts speaking like that, you know she's very disturbed or she's not in a good space because she don't want all that lovey-dovey.
Yeah, and Cody says, of course I love you. And she was fine. And Cody said, was that all you needed me to say? And she said, yes. The drama of the young when they get married, I tell you. And she said just before she gave birth to Logan, Cody started courting and married Christine.
Ain't nothing new to him.
Cody was quite busy. That's all I got to say. You taking one wife out of state, you get another one pregnant, then you're courting and doing marriage. You said, look at me, daddy. You thought I was irresponsible. I got my third wife. Look at the figures. 3, 1.
I think he thrives off of the chaos.
That's what I think. That man has some problems. She said, however, she said when Christine got she said she was happy that Christine came.
Yeah.
Because then she ain't got to be in the light of fire, Mary's fire.
Yeah.
She was happy to have somebody else take the
heat.
you know. She said, but Christine was very cheerful, very energetic. She had her little rose-colored glasses on, and she said, and she really livened up the house. In fact, she said Cody has this saying that Christine saved their bacon, saved their behinds.
Yeah.
And Meri and Christine had a friendship. She said sometimes she felt kind of left out.
Yeah.
Because they will be having so much fun together and stuff like that. She said that she did finally get a government agency job, so she started to feel better.
Yeah.
And then of course Meri and Christine also got pregnant and gave birth. She was saying that with her and Cody, their communication was more on an intellectual and like financial issues.
Yeah.
And she was fine with that. She said that, let's see here. She said once they got pregnant, Meri and Christine, she said because in the beginning when she only Janelle was pregnant.
Yeah.
She's like they did not understand why she was tired, why she was moody. You know what I'm saying? Because they've never been pregnant before. She said, but once they got pregnant, they understood. Oh, okay. Now we see what was going on. So she said it increased the camaraderie.
Aww.
Between all of them. Yeah. She's like, they were still broke, but Cody, she felt, was a very hands-on dad.
Yeah.
And stuff, and she really loved that. She also said that Cody, around this time, had become emotionally mature. And I really think that probably he was almost 30 years old, or was 30. But my mom always has this saying, she always says to her grandbabies, always says, I don't want none of you getting married until after the age of 30 and above. She always says so, because she's like, the men are not going to mature until then.
Well, if you marry an older man, it don't apply to you.
Well, even the women, she says, maybe it's best for the women to wait till 32 so that they get to enjoy a little bit of their time single and without kids.
Well, I do hear that. I do hear that.
She said that after 8 years of marriage, she gave birth to her 5th child, Gabriel.
Yeah.
And she said for the first time, she had postpartum depression. She was depressed, really a lot also about the financial issues.
I'm sure.
He's
here being the Energizer Bunny during poverty.
Yeah, and then she said that she and Meri had the nastiest fight that they have ever had. She doesn't say what it was. I don't know if it was that whole abuse thing, allegedly. But she just said nastiest fight. And so she just got up and left and went to where her mom was. And the next day, Cody comes to pick her up. And they go for a drive, and he asks her, okay, so you're all better now? She's like, she just looked at him. First of all, she was disgusted that he wasn't understanding. But at the same time, she said she was just annoyed by his ignorance. Like, you come pick me up and you think everything's fine. She said she bundled her kids and went to live with her mom. She lived with them for several months. And then after that, she bought her own car, bought her own home, and was gone.
Which begs the question, would Janelle, I think maybe it would have been best if Janelle had left then.
Well, she still kept in with the family. And guess what? Cody started visiting her in her home. So at this point, they all had 3 homes. Because remember, Christine, when she came to the home, she stayed in the cottage.
Yeah.
So she said, yeah, Cody will come. And she said she will drive 30 minutes every day on the weekday for Christine and Meri to look after her kids while she's at work.
Yeah.
And then on the weekends, they will hang out. She's like, so, it kind of worked out. She said that, yes, they did have the vision for their family to be under one roof because she felt as though that will, strengthen family bonding. But she said, but right now she was happy not to, when she moved away from the sisterhood, she said she was happier in her marriage with Cody.
Yeah.
She said she also went back to school to get a degree in accounting.
She was really thriving. I don't know if I would have gone back.
Make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Too, She says that. Okay, yeah, we talked about when she was on her own. Yeah, she said that Cody and her were also working like on their spiritual side,
Yeah.
emotional side. She said that Cody at this point also got a job that kept him at home in the evening. Remember, he was gone till 10 p.m. at night, but he found a new job that kept him all home in the evening, like a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So that way the kids could also see him and he could be at home to talk to the kids in at night.
Yeah.
He also found a house for them, the house that we saw in Lehigh when they started. So he found a house for them and he had 3 separate apartments. And she said that with her, she said she's very low maintenance when it comes to romance.
Which we all know.
Yeah, she prefers to either go to a bookstore or to just have some good conversation. She's not about all that sappy hand holding, she says. What else? Oh, of course we know about Robyn coming into the home. She said that when they reached 16 years of marriage, they were grooving, like the family was getting along, everybody was getting along. They had figured their stuff out. And then they had decided to do this reality TV at the same time that Cody decided to court Robyn.
He missed the chaos.
And she said when he brought Robyn on, she really was not really trying to like get any olive branches from Robyn. She just wanted to, because she was kind of upset that they have kind of disrupted their flow of things.
Yeah.
She said, but later on, she actually she said some nice things about Robyn. She said that Robyn actually really showed them as a family,
Yeah.
like how to communicate in a polite, effective way. She said prior to that, they will yell at each other, slam doors, have tantrums and stuff like that. So she just felt like, okay, well, she's not that bad. After a year, she decided to, she could see the good of Robyn coming into the family. And I was
Yeah.
just thinking that probably she did that because maybe Cody wasn't giving her a weenie. Because you know how he punishes them by removing weenie.
Hello.
Because you're not getting along with Robyn. And she said that Robyn was great in pointing out problems in the other wives' relationships with Cody.
Yeah.
And she showed Cody where he may be shortchanging his other relationships. And I thought to myself, why did she not continue to do that? Because she may have done that for Janelle and Meri.
Yeah.
But we know that she stayed gossiping about Christine
Yeah.
to Cody. Because Cody has said that, Robyn has been hat in hand crying to him about Christine.
My thing is, how
So
does she know about
obviously-
what relationships were shortchanged? Cody sat down there and told this woman every single thing.
Thank you.
So she knew of the family and how to play the roles before
Exactly.
she even been married into it. Because Cody
Yes.
sat down there like a dodo bird, telling her everything.
Yeah, and then she said that Robyn taught Cody how to express to her what he needs in terms of warmth and emotions.
So he was telling this woman about the sexual escapades and their intimacy life. I'm just so disgusted.
And so she said that after that, she had to learn not to just jet set out of the house as soon as she gets up in the morning to go to work, but to wait for Cody so he can give her a hug goodbye.
So now I have to be forced into intimacy. My God.
So she really, the way you said, my God. She
That's
said she
too
had to
much.
relearn how to talk sweet and lovingly to him. Is that the other keep sweet?
Sounds like it.
Lord have mercy. So she said the beauty of the principle of polygamy demands that you be your best self and continue working on yourself. And I'm thinking, is that just for the women or is it for the men as
Cody
well?
never
They
was in
sound
strife.
like,
It's for the women.
because remember when Meri was telling Christine, you got to work on yourself.
Yeah. He will never change.
So yes,
And he sat there with a broken foot, and I mean, there was nowhere to help her. Is it working for you, Meri? Is it working for you, Mer?
yeah, and she
Mer?
did made a comment that sometimes when they fought, she has made the comments to them saying that,
Who, Meri?
No, Janelle has made a comment like, I wish it was possible that I can hate you.
You probably already
she
do.
said-
You're just trying to lie.
She said, I never would have been friends with you if we weren't sister wives.
probably telling that
So,
to Meri.
It was very interesting, the whole thing with Janelle. But it definitely gave us,
Some
an insight onto Janelle. You guys get down in the comments. Let us know what you thought.
Yes, you all. But it's Meri
And Alma.
We invite you to like,
share,
subscribe,
and comment
down below.
And thanks so much for understanding.